Okay, this is going now. So this is our very first official self-healing series hangout, and I have Harvey Caine with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about Harvey, his career. Harvey is a licensed massage therapist. He's a certified counselor, and he has been doing intuitive healing work for the last 30 years. Harvey, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I was hoping that the screen didn't go dead again. So go ahead and throw that a little bit more in there about yourself.
Oh, well, I've been combining counseling, massage therapy, and clairvoyant work for somewhere over 30 years. And I really love doing that because it involves the holistic expression of the whole person, if you will. You get to deal with the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, all at the same time, or whichever part wants to come up first.
That's awesome. So how I'm always interested in knowing how people kind of get their start in this field. So what was the impetus for you to get started as a healer, basically what you do now?
Well, when I was about 6 years old, I started giving my mom shoulder massages because it just seemed like a natural thing to do, although lots of people think that was kind of weird. Then in high school and college, I gave friends massages, and when I got out of college, I was looking for something to do beside what I got my degree in, which was science and environmental studies. And I was attracted to, I thought, well, maybe I would work on people and they would send me their friends. So I thought, the thought finally dawned on me that maybe I should do that for a living. So I started doing a massage professionally, and I was already doing counseling as a lay counselor, and eventually I got certified as a counselor. And as I was working on people, I would often see the feelings and emotions that they were having as visions with my eyes closed, actually. Or I would feel that there was anger or a feeling in their body. And I started talking to them about that, and they would say, how did you know that? And I'd say, well, I just sort of showed up. So I eventually ended up studying with a number of clairvoyants to learn how to incorporate that skill into my massage and bodywork practice and my counseling practice. So that's a thumbnail sketch.
That's awesome. That had to be really interesting and strange at the beginning when you're, sort of touching people and getting impressions of how they're feeling or being able to see what's going on with them. Was that kind of weird for you at the beginning?
Yes, I had no idea where it was coming from, and I was a scientist, and I wanted to know, where does this come from? How do I hold someone's head and go see a picture of a surfing accident and say to him, were you in a surfing accident? And he'd go, yeah, how did you know that? That was 10 years ago. So I was very curious, and the information was accurate every time. So I was very curious about how I could possibly be getting that information, which is actually why I started studying, because I wanted to know how you could possibly get that information without knowing it, and I still don't know.
Yeah. Well, what did you sort of come up with? I mean, I know you don't really know, but what was the closest to kind of an answer for that for you?
Well, what I know is that quantum physics teaches us that we currently only know about 4 dimensions, up, down, right, left, forward, back, and time. And quantum physics suggests that there's at least 7 more dimensions, maybe as many as 20. So my conclusion is that the information that we get intuitively comes through these other dimensions that we don't know about. We suspect that they are partially at a quantum level, meaning very, very small, but we don't really understand them. But we do know that they exist. In order for equations in Einsteinian and Newtonian physics to all work together, there have to be more dimensions. So that's my conclusion. And I know that it's accurate and it exists, so we just have to go with that for now.
Yeah, for now. I mean, that's probably about as good as we're going to get for for knowing the answer to some of this stuff. The mysteries just has to be the mystery sometimes.
That's right.
Yeah. So one of the things that I was interested in knowing more about, and I know that some of my colleagues and people that I work with were interested in knowing more about the issues around fatigue, tiredness, and sometimes burnout when you're doing energy work or working with the public or doing different things like that. And so, what in your career have you kind of discovered about what causes people to kind of energetically feel tiredness and exhaustion, fatigue, and burnout.
Got it. Well, of course, there's a lot of medical reasons for people to be fatigued and tired, but energetically, by far the most common reason is that people are taking on other people's energy, or their own energy field is so large or weak in its boundaries that they're actually leaking energy. We have an electromagnetic field, and that electromagnetic field encompasses our energy. And when that field is weak or oversized, it tends to both leak and allow other people's energy to kind of filter through. So other people's tiredness, other people's energies become, they negatively impact your field, and they make it harder for your energy to run. So that causes a huge, that's the hugest by far reason why people will feel that. And people who are natural healers tend to be empathic, and that makes it even worse. I mean, good in some ways, they'll be able to tell what's going on, but bad because they tend to pick it up. And I know because I used to be that way myself. An intuitive came to me once, and when we were done, she goes, "Oh my gosh, you picked up a ton of energy from me." I said, "What do I do about it?" She said, "Take my class." So I did, and I started learning about how to energetically protect myself. When I used to do massages, I used to go and wash up to my elbows because that was the only way I knew how to clear the energy. But people who are tired frequently, when they don't like being in crowds, they feel uncomfortable, they pick up other people's feelings, they know how other people are feeling. All those are common indicators that somebody has got some boundary issues or other things that are related to energetic self-care.
So like when you're walking through Walmart and all of a sudden you feel, like I have to get out of here. I've experienced that one.
Yeah, I call that the being mauled at the mall experience. Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people can definitely relate to that, and I think also going into the holiday season, we're in close quarters, we're around more family, there's a lot more, we're picking up on the different energetic, issues that we have as family because, we're in close quarters with one another. So I think a lot of times going into this time of the year, that can be part of the reason why people get so much more drained and more burned out, or get colds and flus and, immune system weakness and things like that. I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a player in the mix. What I wanted to talk about a moment briefly here is that there's some simple fixes to these things. It's not like you have to suffer the rest of your life.
Right.
And that's actually what I'll be talking about in detail in the workshop next Saturday.
Okay.
That's the 15th, Saturday the 15th in Tri-Cities, and that is how do you not pick that stuff up? There's imagery techniques, there's recognizing underlying beliefs, why your field is the way it is. There's a set pattern of things that cause that, and there's a set way to deal with those things with slight variations based on the person's needs. And I mean, excuse me, I don't pick up people's feelings and emotions the way I pick them up enough to know them, but then I leave them there. I don't walk out of the room with them. And there's also indicators I'll teach people how to know when they've left their guard down unawarely. There's certain indicators that tell you that, hey, I didn't finish with that client, or I'm still feeling how that other person is, feeling. There's certain indicators that will tell you that you need some more clearing. And there's even techniques for that afterwards if it's the next day and you feel like, hey, I keep thinking about so-and-so, it's like, okay, then you need to do this, this, and this.
Awesome. So you're doing a workshop. The workshop is on Saturday, the 15th of November.
Correct.
Excuse me.
At the Sleep Inn Hotel in Pasco, West Pasco.
Okay. And so that's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a full day workshop, and
correct.
You have an option for people if they only want to attend the morning session.
Correct.
And information in the morning, is that more for general purpose?
Well, the whole thing could be for general purpose. There are things I talk about in the afternoon that apply more to healthcare providers, massage therapists, counselors, acupuncturists, anybody, doctors. But really, anybody could attend the whole day, and it would be beneficial. Some people are, once they come to the morning, they want to come to the afternoon.
Okay, cool.
Had that happen. I've had that happen more than once.
Yeah. Well, I know I definitely feel like I need to get a little bit more practice using some of those techniques and learning how to protect myself energetically. That's certainly something at the top of my list of priorities, especially going into this time of the year. So again, that workshop is at the Sleep Inn in Pasco, right off of Road 68. That's at 9 o'clock in the morning from 9 to 4 on Saturday, November 15th, this coming up. And I believe what I'm going to try to do is put some information about that over here on the side of the screen. There'll be a link if you want to go and just join that on Facebook. But if you actually want to sign up, Harvey, how would people go about doing that?
Well, I think you have the technology background more than I do, but I would, before you explain that, there is a link, registration link. Also, we're doing a free introductory talk the evening before Friday, also at the Sleep In from 7:30 to 8:30. So anybody who's not sure about the workshop who wants to come to that, they can certainly do that.
Okay, and they can just kind of bring their questions and get some good answers and things like that. Now, will you be doing any sort of demonstrations or anything like that on the Friday night?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Well, thank you so much for letting me talk to you and interview you today and get my YouTube channel started. Yay!
Hey, I don't know that. So explain how people can register online.
Oh yeah. So if you go to the link, I'll put the link to the Facebook, and I'm also going to put a link directly to the registration page. You can go in there, put your email address and your name in there, and then that will take you to the page where you can actually go and actually pay in advance. And if you pay in advance, you save $20.
Correct.
Yeah. So you can save $20 if you pay in advance by going to that link. So I'm going to go ahead and put that information here. And Harvey, was there anything else that you wanted to share, just as we kind of close?
Well, I just think anyone who is interested in learning more about the unseen world, that this is a great introductory option for you. It's a great opportunity to get an introduction to that. If you have questions about energy, about auras, about feeling people's feelings, intuition, any of that stuff will be available to incorporate that into the workshop. I always ask people what they want to get out of the workshop before we start, and I always modify what I do in order to meet the people's wants and needs that are coming.
Wonderful. That's awesome. Okay, so I've just about got this link here. Control V, pasted that in there. And so hopefully, it's not working. Well, you can definitely find that information on the Facebook page, and I will figure out a way to make that information also easily accessible to you when I post this video. So you don't want to miss either one of those, the Friday night workshop or the Friday night introductory class and the Saturday workshop. And again, Harvey, thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I was going to add that if people are technologically challenged, they can just send me an email or you an email, and we can forward you the link directly. Mine is spiritwalk2@gmail.com.
Okay, and mine is crystalclaritymedia@gmail.com, and I'll make sure to include all that information somewhere in this when I post it.
When you can figure out how it all works.
Yeah.
Is if anybody's interested in a private session, I will also have those available on the weekend as well. Cool. Friday, possibly Sunday if we roll over to that.
Wonderful.
Good. Well, it'll be fun to see this up on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm going to get it posted up there. So again, thank you, and I will talk to you again soon, and thank everyone who's watching, and hopefully you get something out of this, and we'll keep these videos coming.
Great, and we'll see you Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.